Live in the No Panic Zone, I'm Steve Gruber. I am America's voice, always delivering an equitable, diverse, and inclusive broadcast just for you. We use only environmentally just topics that maintain maximum sustainability, socially correct, and earth-friendly conversations, plus the proper pronouns, because, well, we just do. Here are the three big things you need to know right now. Number one, Pete Buttigieg getting hammered for saying construction crews are just too white in America. They should be better reflective of the communities in which they're working. Nothing like some lefty racism to start the day, like usual. Number two, another Republican has joined the race to be president in 2024, Nikki Haley. The former governor and UN ambassador is officially in the fight. And number three, the nation's eyes remain fixed on Michigan State University in the aftermath of the mass shooting that claimed the lives of 3 students, left 5 more of their classmates in critical condition at Lansing Sparrow Hospital, where they remain today. The 3 killed by what can only be described right now as a random act of violence have been identified as Ariel Anderson, a junior from Grosse Pointe, Brian Frazier, also from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and Alexandria Verner, a junior from Clawson, Michigan. The killer, 43-year-old Anthony McCrae, who killed himself about 3 hours after the attack while being confronted by Lansing police several miles away, is not believed to have had any connection to the university at all. How strange. In fact, McCrae grew up in New Jersey, lived in several other places, including Pennsylvania and Delaware, according to various reports in the aftermath of the attack. He also had a prior felony gun arrest dismissed by a former prosecutor in Ingham County, Michigan. A prosecutor was finally forced to step down when judges were routinely rejecting her far too lenient plea deals with criminal defendants. Carol Seaman was the prosecutor in 2019 when McCrae was charged with a felony gun charge that carried a prison term of up to 5 years. But she had ended mandatory sentencing for felony firearm possession charges by then, according to a report in the Washington Free Beacon. And she did so in the name of race equity. And because McCrae was a black man charged with a felony, it was reduced to a misdemeanor. And after serving a year of probation, the case was closed. Leaves a lot of people asking, why didn't the prosecutor take the gun charges more seriously? Charges that could have kept McCrae from legally owning a gun before the attack at Michigan State. And it will come as no surprise that Seaman is also linked to the soft-on-crime George Soros and the prosecutors he has supported financially all over America. Simon was among those that supported such controversial prosecutors as Kim Foxx in Chicago, George Gascon in Los Angeles, and even Chesson Boudin before he was tossed out by voters in San Francisco last year. Simon retired from the DA's office at the start of this year because she was facing considerable blowback from both judges and law enforcement for her lax policies on crime. The Ingham County Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth was among those criticizing Seaman for her failed policies and was quoted as saying she does not hold people properly criminally accountable and increases the likelihood of additional gun violence. That's what the sheriff said in Ingham County, where Michigan State is. She does not hold people properly criminally accountable and increases the likelihood of additional gun violence. Sadly, the sheriff, who, by the way, is a Democrat, turned out to be exactly right. And now 8 families in Michigan State are paying a very high price for a soft-on-crime prosecutor and soft-on-crime policies. However, the Democrats in Lansing have already set their sights on massive gun control, just like I promised you they would before this even happened. Demanding gun bans, storage laws, red flag laws, and more in the days to come. Leading the charge on Tuesday was Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin. Yeah, Slotkin, the congressional member representing Michigan State, came hard for gun control. Listen to this.
As the representative of Oxford, Michigan, I cannot believe that I am here again doing this 15 months later. And I am filled with rage that we have to have another press conference to talk about our children being killed in their schools. And I would say that you either care about protecting kids or you don't. You either care about having an open, honest conversation about what is going on in our society or you don't. But please don't tell me you care about the safety of children if you're not willing to have a conversation about keeping them safe in a place that should be a sanctuary. Now, the Spartan community is incredibly connected and proud. We've already seen people come together But for me, the most haunting picture of last night was watching the cameras pan through the crowds and seeing a young person wearing an Oxford Strong sweatshirt. The sweatshirts that were handed out after those kids lived through a school shooting 15 months ago. And we have children in Michigan who are living through their second school shooting in under a year and a half. If this is not a wake-up call to do something, I don't know what is.
The bottom line is, if you're not willing to have a conversation, which is not a conversation at all, if you're not willing to do exactly what we demand, there's something wrong with you. That's the translation. Disarming me does not make America a safer place. Disarming me would not have made those children at Michigan State any safer. Attacking the lawful gun owners of America is not a way to make America safer. But I will tell you this. Michigan State faces a big challenge because of the videos that I've seen, the still photos I've seen of the suspect entering the side of the building. How is it so easy just to walk into a building on campus? How is it so easy to gain access to the building? Unfortunately, Michigan State will pay a financial price for that. Nothing compared to the price of the families that have been impacted. I do want to take a moment, again, however, and praise everyone that was involved in the massive effort by law enforcement and first responders to get the situation under control on campus. Not far away at Sparrow Hospital, the trauma teams. And just about everyone else on staff turned out en masse to do whatever they could. For Dr. Denny Martin, it was a very emotional moment yesterday. After a long and sleepless night of fighting to keep 5 critical patients alive at the hospital, he was overcome with emotion, as you can imagine. Listen to this.
Can't forget we had general surgeons, cardiothoracic surgeons, neurosurgeons. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, sorry. So many people that just came in. We received a lot of texts that were just, I'm on my way. Just within people showing up, where do you need me? It was a sad but a very proud night for all of us here. So,
men, aren't you tired of a neck that looks like the?
There you have it. A very emotional moment. We're going to take a break here. Reason being is we've got somebody else I need to praise, a hero from that evening. Praise a hero from that evening. And talk about the remarkable job done by one person in all this darkness. Her name is Amy Barejas. She stood tall. I'll tell you why after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Gruber Show.